Welcome back to Asmith Podcast. Oliver Anthony, whose real name is Christopher Anthony Lunsford, has released another song titled Rich Man's Gold.
And as always, we're just a regular mom and dad giving our take on this man's incredible music. I'm here with my wife, Kimberly McNabb, and I'm Barrett McNabb. Stay to the end, and we'll give you a major Easter egg. But let's go ahead and take a listen.
You weren't born just pay bills and die. You weren't born just pay bills and die. All you need is a dog, a shag, a crick in the back, and a good woman. Oh Lord, you don't need that rich man's gold. Granddaddy grew up on dirt floors. The whole county was dirt poor. Mama died when he was 4. What a damn.
So already we're getting, a lot of the imagery that we always like to see. He talks about his dogs. He's talking about the crick in the back, the creek. So you can use those Zebco that it's been confirmed that it's the fishing reel and not the Zen cone to put on his dogs to stop them from licking them. So who goes to the creek with a case of beer and a dog and a cone around his head? It's a fishing rod. It's a fishing rod.
Well, he starts off the song, you weren't burned to just pay bills and die. And I think he's addressing today's society where we get caught up in, basically keeping up with the Joneses. I got to have the Birkin bag. I have to have the Porsche. And that's not why God created us and put us here. There's more to that than just dying, and you can't take that stuff with you, so you have to focus on what's more important. He goes on to say all you need is a dog, a shack with a creek in the back, and a good woman to hold. So he's saying what you really need is friends, dog, right? Man's best friend, unless your name is Commander.
Yes.
Shelter, water with his food supply, and notice he says a good woman to hold. He's not saying, oh, she's got to be sexy. And
it's not just
hot,
any woman.
Because I think any divorced man will tell you, a good woman is a great thing, but if you married the wrong woman, your life is hell.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important. I mean, his words have deep meaning. And again, you're absolutely right. He didn't say a woman, a good woman, one that's right for him. And and so anyway, he is married and has children with one on the way. Mm-hmm.
And congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
They grew tobacco hand raised hogs, 7 youngins and some old dogs. I reckon they was living high on the hog way back in their day.
And that's interesting to saying living high on the hog. Obviously they're dirt poor. So what's the balance there? They're dirt poor, but they're living high on the hog. And I think it's because they have a family and they're together. And there's yes, it's tragic that his mother died.
And friends again with the dogs.
Family and friends, and he's got the dogs. It is tragic that apparently his great grandmother died when his grandfather was 4 years old. But still, they're family. They're together, and
I think it shows gratitude, even though you don't have much.
Right.
You're still grateful. You're not in a bad mood. You're not complaining. You're not saying, "Oh, the world hates me." Victim mentality.
Right.
So it shows gratitude.
No, I agree.
You say you weren't born to just pay bills and die. You weren't born to just pay bills and die. All she need is a dog, a shack, a creek in the back, and a good woman to hold. Lord, you don't need that rich man's gold.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Yeah, I agree. It's just as soulful as other songs, with an equal amount of deep meaning. But there's more. We've gotten a lot of grief, or some grief, in the comments section that we overanalyze his music. But on the flip side, we get even more comments that we're doing a perfect job in doing a deep, analytic of what we feel. I mean, we're really trying to do these deep dives into his lyrics, and tie it into the statements that he's made, but also to respect his music and to be able to just understand it.
Yep, I think that's our point. So in our research, we found out that the video Oliver Anthony put out doesn't have all of the lyrics of the original song. We'll share those with you now and give our comments.
Right, absolutely. So the video that he posted 2 days ago it starts off with I guess what's called the refrain, which is the common, and so the refrain is you weren't born just to pay bills and die, weren't born just to pay bills and die. All you need is a dog, a shack, a creek in the back, and a good woman to hold. You don't need that rich man's gold. So he does that twice, and then he goes into the granddaddy grew up on dirt floors. The whole country was dirt poor. A county was dirt poor. Mama died when he was 4. What a damn shame. And then it goes into they grew tobacco and raised hogs, 7 youngins and some old dogs. I reckon they were living high on the hog way back in their day. And then he goes back into the refrain again. Mm-hmm. But we're doing our research because we want to be able to provide the correct in-depth analysis and respect all of you. And those aren't all the lyrics.
And I like the lyrics that he left out, so I would have enjoyed hearing them.
Yeah, I really do. Kimberly, why don't you read the lyrics that were going to be after the second refrain and talk about them.
People walking down easy street acting like they got hot coals under their feet. But they ain't been a day without nothing to eat. You bet the farm on that. Should I read through the whole thing?
Yeah, read through the whole thing and then go through some of your comments.
You got to start living off the land and living on love, giving up thanks to the Lord above. 'Cause when they put you down in that cold, dark ground, you're going to wish you weren't born to just pay bills and die. You weren't born to just pay bills and die. All you need is a dog, a shack with a creek in the back, and a good woman to hold. Don't need that rich man's gold.
Yeah, I mean, I really like these lyrics. Mm-hmm. I wish he had included them. We don't know why he cut these lyrics out, but there's a lot of imagery here, and especially in the way that his family walked down the streets once they were in town. And they're walking by quick. But Kimberly, what's your take?
So people walking down easy streets. So I think he's referring to people who are entitled and spoiled, acting like they have it so bad, acting like they have hot coals under their feet, but they ain't been a day without nothing to eat. So they're not that bad off. They've had food their whole life, but they act like, walking down the street like they're walking on coals. They're just playing this victim mentality. They've never had real problems. If you want to know real problems, be a Uyghur Muslim in China, be a gay person in Uganda. Like, there's so many ways that you could have it far worse.
Yeah, I agree, and some of my take on some of that, people walking down easy street acting like they've got hot coals, seems like they're just running through life. They're trying, they're high stepping to get off the coals, and they're just running through life, and they've never gone a day being hungry. They've never suffered, and so They're just running through town, running through life. They're not slowing down, and and doing what I think the theme of this song is appreciating what you have, and not being focused on money, but being focused on your faith, being focused on your family, being focused on your friends and your dogs, and living life. Not just going through life, but living life. And I think that's kind of what the running on the hot coals, they're just running through it. And that's what you supposedly do. I've never run through hot coals before, but I've seen it on TV when you have the spiritual guru that does the fire walking and stuff, and it's you never see these Hollywood celebrities taking one step every 15 seconds as they're walking through that. Typically, it's about 10 feet long, and their foot hits the ground once or twice.
You learn to jump.
You learn as they're hopping through this, so they're rushing through it, and that's kind of how I take that lyric.
Yeah, and I understand that because leading into the next portion, you got to start living off the land and living on love. So I think there's a pride to getting your hands dirty, and there's something wholesome about it that I think even God meant us to do. Like take our children, for instance, they would much rather be outside playing in dirt and playing with things that are free than these high-tech, super insanely expensive modern toys that they barely open. They
play with the box.
They only open it so they can play with the cardboard box and make mommy mad by spreading styrofoam everywhere. And then giving up thanks to the Lord above. So it ties all into what God wanted, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a theme that Oliver Anthony music has, that it's his faith, his family, his friends, his dogs, and it's his life. And so just absolutely incredible. But again, Kimberly, awesome for you for doing the extra research before filming this, because we found the missing lyrics that really we'd love to see Oliver Anthony put these back in his song. So doing the research before posting a reaction pays off. Now, here's another Easter egg that we have for you. Oliver Anthony himself on his YouTube channel left a comment that he will be releasing 2 new songs in December, and we cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love his music. I'm sorry if I butchered the quote, but there's a Confucius saying, if you want to know the state of a society, look at its music. And I think that's why people like Oliver Anthony. It gives us a glimmer of hope of decency in this society, because otherwise we just have Cardi B and WAP.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest thing that I am thankful for his music is he has made the whole world slow down just a little bit. And that's what the world needs, is to slow down just a little bit. And his music is for everyone. We've heard people like, hey, it's just for conservatives, it's just for liberals. But we would reiterate to say that this music is for everyone. Mm-hmm. And thank you for listening so much. Please stay tuned after these messages.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.